coach, it's not a we thing. Black men still love their women. Black men still want to build with their women. Black men still cherish their women.
Absolutely.
They are
But
suckers by nature. Hold on. Our women weaponize it against us because they go, hey, if I can't get you to do it, I'm gonna get another one to do it. I'm just
Mm,
gonna press the replay button when I get another man, and I can restart my femininity with another one because he don't know who I am,
mm-hmm.
and I could just say it was this guy, this dude did me this way. He was a liar. He was a cheater. Y'all keep overlooking the actual leaders and righteous brothers for the cheaters and the liars and the abusers. Like,
Yeah, because leaders have responsibilities, but they have boundaries too. So they would rather have a man who lets them walk all over him, which eventually they will get disgusted by him, because if you let them walk all over you, they're going to say you're weak, but they would rather a man who doesn't hold them accountable.
you like those guys. You like being with those guys because they don't have to. You don't have to be a woman for those guys, and
Mm,
it's demonstrated on here every single time. So it's easy to deal with someone that your mama dealt with to just go, you know what? He just like my daddy, just like what my mama said. I don't have to be a better woman. I could just do what my mama said and keep blaming men instead of working on myself and be a better woman and be a marriageable woman instead of
mm,
keep blaming men and the men who hurt you instead of being with the men who help you.
mm.
I'm telling you, I don't disagree. I just modern women, we need. It is not easy being a wife. It is a deep, like the mentality shift that you have to
You been
be.
a wife before?
No,
How do you know it's not easy then?
I've been engaged.
Have you been a wife though?
Yo, I hate every time when a woman is asked, have you been married or do you want to get married? They throw in the whole, I've been engaged. Clearly, you didn't get married. Whether you called it off, whether the guy called it off, clearly, marriage isn't for you. So being engaged doesn't count. You know, imagine men say the same thing. You've been rich before? Like, no, but I've touched money. Yeah, but you're still broke. Oh my God.
No,
So how do you know it's
and
not easy to be a wife?
Well, let me finish
because
talking. I want to hear the rest of it.
See, look,
because
look,
to,
y'all.
because
I want to hear
No,
her
but
talk.
but
because
Dana,
Let her,
I'm a
Dana,
young
Stella
woman.
Ali.
I'm a young
y'all
woman.
demonstrate. If I said if y'all,
Hold
she
on.
asked me if I was married, right? Y'all wanted to see if I had credibility. Y'all would have been like, "Oh, why you talking?" If y'all don't hold her account. If she's saying that, then it should take you. It should take the other sister. And go, hey, ma'am, why? How you speaking on marriage and you're not even married? Just like Lola
Well,
Ray
we
just
didn't
did to
have an
me.
opportunity. Y'all just, I wanted to hear the rest of her thoughts. And then
Why
we
do you?
will,
All right, say
The
all
reason
right.
I know it's difficult
let me see.
is because me and all the women in this on this panel have grown up with the message of your happiness matters. Become the best version of yourself. Go get an education. Just in case we are conditioned to really prioritize us. To
I
be a
Independence.
wasn't
wife,
conditioned like that.
well,
Oh
I
no.
think to be
Okay.
a
What
wife,
what
I
are,
think it
what are
takes
your
Oh,
I
outcomes?
think it takes a
I can explain.
completely
Let me
different mental
let me
shift.
explain what she. I think I can explain exactly what she means. She's saying it's hard to be a wife because they were trained so long to not be a wife. So it's hard for them to transition into being a wife because they were trained to not be one.
Yeah, but who's to blame for that? You know, because if a man said the same thing, hey, we were told not to be providers, we were told not to protect. Women are not going to be okay. I understand. It's not your fault. It's not a man's fault that you're not told to be a wife. If you really want to be a wife, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna talk to women who are wives. You're gonna go to wife schools. You're gonna go to, I don't know, women who believe in marriage to teach you something about being a wife. You know, it's not a man's fault that you don't know how to be a wife. So if you don't get married, or if a man doesn't see you as your wifey material, don't blame men for not wanting marriage. Because if men see wifey material all over the place, they will have no option but to marry those women. The same thing, like I said, if you don't see men would not be allowed to use the excuse, we were not taught to be providers. Women are going to say, you're not a man, figure it out, and they're going to go to men who are providers.
And you don't need to, yeah,
Mm-mm.
exactly. Thank you.
Okay, what are the
I think
Let
Oh,
me,
outcomes?
let me
stand
I
just
on the
say
think
good
this.
for the.
Can
Oh,
I,
in order to have a successful marriage as a wife, a lot of women have a lot of fear and of submission. And I think
So,
there's this deep fear that they're going to be, quote unquote slaves, and that man isn't going to be her partner or whatever. And we have to realize that mental shift to get out of the current like cultural narrative and then to enter a marriage, and you have to 180% put your husband family first before all. That is not easy for
Is
a
it
whole
hard for you?
generation.
Is it hard for
Even
you to get
women.
a job?
A husband is not like a job.
I'm just asking a simple question. Is it hard for you to get a job and keep a job?
Good question.
I think they're depending, yeah, moderately difficult.
It's hard for you.
It can
are
be
you saying-
moderately challenging.
Is it hard for you to get a job and keep a job?
No.
So
So can
why
I
is it
say
not?
some- Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead, Shan. Since you want to go, go ahead. You go ahead.
But
And that's the thing. They speak about how being a wife is tough. Oh, it takes so much. It's too much responsibility to be a wife. Oh, I don't want to cook and clean. I don't want to be, it's like being a slave. But they will do anything for the job, to get a job, for the bosses. And I've heard this saying before, that women submit to their boss, but they will never submit to a man they're married to. They go to school for 10 years. They get student loan. Guys, think about this. Women will get $100,000 of student loan to get a degree, but they will find it hard to lend their boyfriend $1,000 to start a business. I'm going to repeat this because some of you guys are not listening. Women will get $100,000 in student loans to get a degree that's going to earn them $45,000. But they will scream if a man says, can you lend me $1,000 to start a business? But then they expect a man to marry them and help them pay the student loan, the student loan debt that they got. That's crazy to me.
why are you asking me that?
What?
Why would you ask me that?
You
What? It's
saying
the
that-
same concept.
How?
Because you make it evident that women don't.
Because
it's
you're-
hard. Bruiser, it's not hard to be a husband. It's not hard to be a father. It's not hard to see my son every single day and doing all the things that I do for him. Or my woman every
Mm.
single
Let me,
day.
let me try to
Hold
walk
on,
you
the
through.
mental
Bruiser, real quick.
shift.
No, y'all complain.
cost
You
us
wanna take a break from being a wife. You want to
Yep.
take a break from being a mother. You want to
Yep.
take a break from work. You want to take a break from sex. You want to take a break from the gym. You want to take a break from cooking. This is the most laziest, non-grateful, and non-appreciative women ever in history. Like y'all, it's like you can't stand doing for a man. But like Ruza said, you'll go to work. You'll go get your degree. You'll hey sergeant. You'll listen
Yep.
to your sergeant. You'll love your pastor. But you love your cat and dog too.
But the man they
clean
sleep
up behind
next
them
to.
and your kids. But if you have to love and respect and appreciate a man, it's hell. You turn into a maid and a slave when you do that.
Ali, we're not.
That's crazy to me. Yo, Ali is cooking. Can you imagine the person they sleep next to every single night? They can't submit to, they can't do anything nice, they can't cook for him, but they will submit to the bosses. And guess who they're going to cry to if they get fired? The husband. And guess who they want to pay the bills when they can't pay the bills? The husband. And guess who they want, which person they want to listen to them if they're going through it? The husband. But they can't submit to him. They can't even make him a sandwich because it's slavery. He was cooking. But
not
they're going to fight.
disagreeing. The reason why women are doing these things is because the expectation of a husband to rely on is not there.
See? Now it's called the husband to rely on.
That is why they prioritize work, the kid, the dog, the whatever. Everything
say
that you're
y'all ain't have
saying,
enough money.
That's not
because
true.
they're
Y'all don't have
preparing for a world where they
that's not
believe
true.
yes, it is true.
No,
They're
what's a sucker? What's a simp? What's a panderer? We'll ask y'all, do you want a man like that? Nope, I don't want a man that'll do everything I want him to do. Okay, how about the man that tells you what to do? Nope, I don't want that either. Whichever way y'all go, you weaponize it against yourself. You don't want the man that puts his
They want
foot
the
down,
rich man.
and you don't want the man that does anything you want him to do. We know this now, and we've done this too many times. Y'all don't like the simp and the sucker, and you don't like the righteous man and the man who puts his foot down. You don't like neither one of them.
Yeah, it's like they want to be single, but in a relationship. In other words, they want a man who's going to provide and let them do whatever they want, but they also want to be able to act single, go out in the streets, do whatever they want to do. In other words, they want their cake and be able to eat it too. I don't know how that works, but that's what they want.
I personally do.
I
do like the man
I
to
think
do
all
everything. I
women
want.
do respect that, but again, it's the cultural.
No, you don't.
like I said, I think it's a
Yes,
cultural
I
issue.
do.
How about
No, you
how